Good evening, everybody. Y'all know that it is almost by bedtime, and I'm not worth anything at night. I'm not worth anything, but I've got to make these cookies. I've got to make them tonight because I got to have them tomorrow, and it's late. And I thought I'm gonna get with my followers, and maybe they can cheer me up and help me get these cookies made. We're gonna make ginger snaps. It's my grandson's favorite, and so we're gonna start. And I've had a long day. Oh Lord, it's been busy. It's been so busy. It's in this book. If you want to make them with me, go get your book. We gonna make these things and be done with it. But they are so good, and this is gonna be my supper. I haven't had any supper. I haven't had any supper. I didn't have any breakfast, but I had a good lunch. I had a big salad and some fried chicken. All right, so it's in this book. It's ginger snaps. I got it marked with a paper towel so y'all can see. And let me think what page it's on right here. Let me see if I can read it. Lord have mercy. 139. I think that's what it says. Yes. And there's little William right there on that page. And here's what the ginger snaps look like. If y'all got a jar, you can just put them in a jar. That's what I do. And they stay fresh, and they're so good. I think that he likes them because they're spicy. He loves certain spices, like the stuff that's going to go in it are these. And that's why they're so good. You're going to have some ginger in it. You're going to have some, some cloves. And cloves make it smell so Thanksgiving-y. It's Thanksgiving-y a word. And we're going to put some cinnamon in it. And so I got some stuff measured out for y'all so that y'all will know. And this is the kind that when we're making this kind of cookie, it's got baking soda in it, so that means you got to use the all-purpose flour and it'll tell you in the recipe. But this is what's in the recipe book: the all-purpose. You know, they got the all-purpose flour and the self-rising, and they're two different things. So you want this one right here, White Lily's all-purpose. And so, and this is what's going to make it rise right here, the baking soda. We're going to put some baking soda in it. So it calls for 2.5 cups of all-purpose White Lily flour. That's easy enough. It calls for 1 cup of white sugar. And what is that over there? That's something else I got. That's to roll it in. All right, it's going to call for 1 egg. It's going to call for, this is vegetable oil, and it's 1/4 cup. I'm going to stir that around. I should have put my baking soda in first, and my spices. Let me do that. It's late, y'all. I can't hardly think. Let me get my, where's my, here it is. Let's put our baking soda in. Let's see how much it says. All right, on the baking soda, let me find it. We got to have 2 teaspoons of baking soda. This is a teaspoon right here. And we're going to put 2 teaspoons in there. I'll spread it around so that we'll have it in there good. I shouldn't have put that oil in yet. But y'all, it's late. It is 7 o'clock, and you know I go to bed at 8, so I got an hour to do this. Okay, let's get 1 more. We got to have 2 teaspoons. I don't know why we just don't do it with self-rising flour, but that's just not what the recipe says. I've been making these things for years and years. All right, let's go ahead and put in our spices so we'll be done with it. This is the ginger. This is the cloves. And this is the cinnamon. I do a big thing of this because I use cinnamon a lot. All right, let's see what we got to have. All right, so here's what we got to have. We've got to have a teaspoon of the ginger. Are y'all sleepy too, or is it just me? 1 teaspoon. I can't wait to get in the bed. I'm excited. As Hannah said, the bed's my favorite place. All right, here's our ginger. Look how light colored it is. You know, ginger's good for you. All right. Push some of it off. You can put more if you want it. You know, you can do it like you want to, but this is just the recipe. All right, there's our ginger. And we're going to put in our a little bit of salt. Let's see, cloves. We got to have a teaspoon of that too. I'm over there looking at it. Here's our cloves. I already got my oven set on 350. These cookies kind of turn out a little dark looking, and that's because of what we've got in it. All right, the cinnamon, you would think you would need more than this, but it calls for just a ½ teaspoon. I had a big day today, though. I've been busy all day long. All day. Where's my ½ teaspoon? This looks like a ½ teaspoon, but it doesn't say it is. It says it's 3/4 of one. So it must be this one. It is. A ½ teaspoon of cinnamon. You know, y'all, you want to make these cookies. I'm telling you, they are so good. And they're going to make your kitchen smell like $1,000,000. Okay. And a little bit of salt. We're going to put 1/4 teaspoon. That's just not much, is it, y'all? There's 1/5. So this must be 1/4 right here. Let's see if it is. Nope, that's 1/2. So this must be the 1/4 right beside it. These are driving me nuts. Here it is, 1/4. I've already greased my cookie sheet, y'all. It's all greased up. The acorns on my trees, I'm telling you, they are falling off. It sounds like a gun going off around here. All right, let's see what else we need, y'all. Let's see. Let's turn on this light so we can see a little better. We already got our cookie sheet. Y'all, the cookie sheets. A while ago, I couldn't find my cookie sheets. So I called Hannah and I said, I'm coming over there to look at my cookie sheets. Y'all, I think y'all borrowed them. I looked and looked. She said, Mama, we hadn't borrowed your cookie sheets. We're using my cookie sheets, and hers look awful. And so, anyway, I came back home, and sure enough, I found mine at home. All right, so we got the oil, the ginger, salt, cloves, soda, the flour, and the sugar. And now we're going to put in an egg, and the last thing we're going to put in is some dark syrup. Let's put in our egg and our oil, and then we'll put the syrup in last. We already got our oil in there. We're going to stir it up real good. Okay, so you can, I think I'll do you down like that where you can't see the top of my head and my hairdo. Oh, goodness. Well, it got to be dry enough to, we're going to do it with a mixer in just a minute once I get it kind of mixed in there. 1 egg, y'all, that's all it takes. It said to beat it up. I love these little size bowls like this. They're just wonderful. I sure do love them. I bet y'all would like to come over here tonight and eat some ginger snaps with me. You're probably thinking, boy, that sure looks good, Brenda. All right, let's get our mixer out now. I still hadn't got my big mixer fixed because I don't know where to send it. I got to figure that out in my spare time. All right. Y'all remember when you were in school and they served you those real big peanut butter cookies? Well, and they mashed them down with a fork. You can see the imprint. Well, you got to do these the same way. I'm fixing to go get my syrup down just a second. Let me get it mixed up a little bit, and then we'll go get our syrup. Okay, kind of looks crumbly. See there? All right, let me turn it off. And let me go out there and get our syrup, and we'll put that in it. Y'all, I found my cane syrup, and I used, it calls for 1/4 of a cup, but I didn't have 1/4 of a cup in here, so what I did, you know, I told you to always use what you got. I have some sorghum syrup, which I love. I've got a big old quart of it right here, and I'm gonna put some sorghum in it. So if you don't have what you need as far as syrup goes, well, you'll just have to look how thick that is. That sorghum syrup, it's got so many vitamins in it. And I made a mistake on my recipe. I'll fix to tell y'all what it is in case you're writing it down. I told you it was late at night. I don't think it at night. I can't think at night. All I'm thinking about is that bed back there. Sorghum is a real thick, good syrup. It'll make it taste delicious. You can't beat sorghum syrup. With a hot biscuit and some salt pork. That's what I like with it. Fatback, in other words. The kind that you do like they used to do. They get a big, I'm trying to fill it up to 1/4 of a cup, y'all. All right, that looks about right. Let's pour it in. But you can't beat this stuff. It's delicious. So I'm sure our cookies will be fine. All right, so here is where I messed up. You remember a while ago that I told you put in 1/4 cup of oil? Well, I got over there under the light to look at the recipe, and it was 3/4 cup of oil. So while I had the camera off, I went ahead and put 2 more fourths in there so that it would equal 3/4 of a cup. And so let me read the recipe to you in case one of you don't have the first cookbook. I hate it that you don't because it's got some great recipes in it. But let me read it. I'm going to get under here under the light where I can see. And I am going to read it to you in case you're writing it down, okay? All right, here we go. 1 cup of white sugar. Plus a little for the coating, and I'll show y'all what that means in a minute. 2 1/4 cups of white Lily all-purpose flour. 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and I may have put in 2 tablespoons. Y'all tell me if I did. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know what I did. But it's 2 teaspoons. 1 teaspoon of ground cloves. 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 3/4 cup of vegetable oil, 1/4 cup of dark cane syrup, 1 egg beaten. Mix all the ingredients together to make a stiff dough and roll into balls. roll the dough into 1-inch balls and then press down. Then roll in sugar and press down with a fork and cook on 350 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. So, let me mix it up, and we're going to roll them into balls. I mean, I normally don't cook at night. I mean, I'll cook supper, but I don't want to get in here and start baking. But I had to do it. I didn't have any choice. And if I put 2 teaspoons of baking powder in here, they're not going to turn out right. I mean, if I put 2 tablespoons, and I may have. I think I did. It'll be kind of salty if I did. Between that dark syrup and that dark cloves, our batter has turned out to be dark. See that? All right, so let's see if we can roll it into a ball. Put it on our cookie sheet. Let me move this part right here. I appreciate y'all bearing with me tonight. That's what you call faithful followers. When you've got followers that stay with you at night, and when you're messing up and your hair looks bad, you look bad, that kind of thing, but they stay with you anyway, that's a good thing. So just stick your fingers in there and get you out about a piece that will roll into a ball. About like that. Like a small walnut. All right, let's get our cookie sheet over here. We're fixing to eat these. All right, what I did is I put me some sugar in a bowl, and I just dropped my little ball in there and roll it around in the sugar so it'll look like that, okay? And I'm going to put it on my plate here. I mean, on my cookie sheet. Yeah, I went over to Hannah's a while ago looking for my cookie sheet. Couldn't find it. I said, what'd y'all do with it? She said, Mama, we hadn't had your cookie sheet. Well, anyway, this is really an easy recipe. It really is. And you can let your children do it. They're going to love them so much that I think that if I were you, I would make a double recipe. That's what I do. They love to roll in balls. You need to try to have your balls kind of sort of the same size so they cook evenly. And you need to be making some up because Thanksgiving will be here soon. But this will be a good little treat for the fall festival at church, or if you're going somewhere and you need to take something sweet. This would be a nice little cookie to take. If you love spices, and which we do. We love spices. I do. And you know, spices are good for you. All the ones we've done, some of them are too big. That's why I'm taking some out of it. I think I can get 5 in a row. What did Brenda do today? I cleaned out a room that needed cleaning. I fed 14 people at the Cottle House 12 people at the Cottle House this morning. I was supposed to feed 14, but some of them didn't get to come, and I hate it for them, but they didn't get to come. And then after I did that, I came home and went straight to the grocery store because I was out of a bunch of stuff. I bought eggs, butter, cream cheese, buttermilk, toilet paper, Brussels sprouts, chicken breast, hamburger meat. What else did I buy? I bought a bunch of stuff that I was out of. I had all the ingredients for this. I thought that I still had cane syrup, but I didn't because when I went out there to look, I just didn't have it. We're fixed to put these in the oven, y'all. And let me turn you off till I get the rest of them rolled, then we turn it back on. Okay, y'all, I've got them done. And we've got 5 going down and 5 across, so that's 25 cookies. I'm going to take this sugar that I've got. If I need it, I'll do it like that. I'm going to go down here, and then I had this left over, so we're going to have about maybe 32 cookies or something like that. I'm going to go down on all of them, then I'm going to turn my little pan around, and I'm going to go the other way. And they're going to be so good and spicy, and my kitchen's going to smell good while I'm sleeping. I got to get in there and get my gown on. This staying up late making cookies is not my forte. But now some of y'all are night owls, and you can do yours, and more power to you. I just can't do it. It's not in my nature to do it. All right, now turn your pan around this way, and you go the opposite way with your fork. And it makes a pretty little square and a little design on there. I'll show you when I get through. You want to go the opposite way. And we're fixing to pop them in the oven. Okay, there they are. See how they look? You got all the little things on it. That makes it pretty. There's a lot of cookies you could do that way. All right, let's cook them for 8 minutes. And during that 8 minutes, I'm going to talk to you about one thing, and then I'm going to turn you off until they're done, and then we'll eat one. A while ago when I got out that sorghum syrup, this one right here is from Kentucky. Let me see where in Kentucky. Liberty. It's sorghum from Liberty, Kentucky. And it is thick, delicious. I love sorghum syrup with, it has a really rich flavor. And if you will fix you some homemade biscuits, and when you get your biscuit out of the pan while it is still hot, split it open, put you some butter on it, leave it split open, and pour this sorghum syrup over it, and take you a bite. You're not going to believe how delicious it is. It is so good. It's full of vitamins. But I will say this. If you want to make it taste really good, what you need to do is get you some salt pork. Let me see what time is it. I got to look at my clock so I know what 8 minutes are. Okay, I got it. Get you some salt pork or another. That means that it's bacon that's been salted instead of putting it in a smokehouse. And they would put a layer of, it looks kind of like bacon. It's got a streak of lean in it, salt pork. And some people call it streak-a-lean. Streak-a-lean, meaning it's got a streak of lean in it, and the rest of it's fat. And it has the skin of the pig on it too, on that side. And then they put a layer down. Then they'd put salt all over it. Then they'd put another layer of streak-a-lean and another layer of salt. Another layer, and went all the way up the barrel. The salt preserved it. And so then when you get it out to cook it, I always kind of rinse mine off a little bit and get some of that salt off of it. And then you fry it like bacon, but you fry it a lot slower so that all that grease will come out of there so you can have that to make your gravy. But anyway, and then you've got fatback. It looks just like streak-a-lean or salt pork, except it doesn't have the streak of lean. It's just solid fat with skin. Skin and fat. And you talking about good. It is delicious. And it is so good with a biscuit with butter with sorghum syrup on it and that. I just can't even describe it to you. It's so good. And if you were lucky to grow up like I did with an aunt that made homemade butter, and she made it round, it looked like a mushroom, and she put it in her plate, the big old clump of butter after she made it, and she'd take a knife, I guess that's why they call it a butter knife. Anyway, she'd take a knife and she'd smooth it over like this, and she added salt, to it, and it would be on a saucer, and it would be just a round, beautiful thing, and it was so good. It didn't taste anything like the butter we have to buy in stores today. So, all right, I'm going to be back in 2 shakes of the Happy Sheep's Tail, and we're going to take a bite of cookie. Okay, y'all, it's been 8 minutes, or actually 10, and we made them too big, and they spread out over the whole pan. So these next few little ones that I've got, I am going to not have them that big. This looks like one of those big cookie things, doesn't it? Well, look at that. Aren't they pretty, though? I mean, really. Let's put them on some foil here and let them kind of cool just a second. And we will eat us one. I hope I cooked them long enough. I mean, I cooked it like it said. That was pure square. It got squished up in there with the others, didn't it? We need to let it cool off a little bit. I'm gonna cook. We're gonna have 33 total. Of course, you could make them smaller than this and have a lot more. I can tell you that. Let's cook these last few and not put them this close and see what happens. I ain't got any more room over there. We'll put them on there and smash them down. There's really nothing better than a homemade cookie and a glass of really cold milk in a tin cup. Did y'all used to have do y'all remember those glasses that your mama had that were all different colors? Had a red one and a pink one and a blue one and a yellow one and a gold one and all that stuff. I do. I remember those. And all right, I've tossed our stuff here. Let me see where they're here. Here's the rest of them right there. I'm gonna spread these out so they can grow as big as they want to. This is the last of it. So what you could do is put half of them on one cookie sheet and half on another. Okay? I'm gonna mash them down with this time. To start with, and then we'll come back with a fork and put a little design on it. And cook them that way. I can hear y'all now. You are laughing your little sweet head off. And you're saying, Miss Brenda, what are you doing, darling? Go to bed. Go to bed. Well, look, I'm trying to get in there just as hard as I can. What a day I've had. After buying groceries, I came home and had to unload all of them. Y'all, the other day, here these. See, we got them spread out far. This is the last of them. The other day, I was at an antique store, and they had one of those little tiny buggies like you get at Dollar General or somewhere like that. The little buggy, they sprayed it a beautiful green, and I bought one. It was $45 for that buggy, but I wanted it. And here's what I do. It is out at the end of my sidewalk. So when I buy groceries, I just pull my buggy up right up to my truck, put all my groceries in it, and I roll that buggy right into my house and unload. That's what I do. Here's our ginger snap. It's delicious. It's supposed to be a little bit crunchier than this. But if you like a soft cookie, like my George did, he loves soft cookies. Oh, he wanted them soft, and I want them hard. The flavor's delicious. It could be cooked a little bit longer. Those spices are so good in there. Y'all make these. You're gonna love it. They're still warm. They're gonna harden up as they get colder on here. I hope y'all sleep good tonight. I hope you have sweet dreams. Mama used to say, we'd go to bed and she'd come in there and tuck us in. She tucked us in. Do parents tuck their children in today, these days? I bet they do. And she'll say, sweet dreams, darling. I say, sweet dreams, Mama. I dropped that. Let me get it back up here. See? It was good. I'm going to cook these. They'll probably spread out a little further. So here they are. Some good ginger snap cookies. See, that one's cooler. You can already hear it crunching up. They look like peanut butter cookies, don't they? Okay, y'all. Love you. Bye-bye.